First thing we did on 25th was ensuring that nobody who has no essential work should come out of their home. So for doing that, on 24th night itself, we cut off the district of Kasaragod from the adjoining Karnataka. At the same time, the adjoining district of Kannur was also cut off. All the roads coming into the district from Karnataka were cut off. Second thing we did was all the villages were cut off from each other so that people become localized. Third, the bigger towns, within the villages and towns, we created zones by putting up barricades so that people cannot move from one place to other freely. Idea was restricting the movement. That is coming together. We started giving them time-stamped vouchers so that if somebody is going into the market, so at one point of time, not more than 100 persons are there in the market. Rest were given timestamp to stagger the crowd in the marketplaces. Then motorcycle patrols were used to ensure that people do not loiter around just like that. So arrests were made. So that is the general lockdown which we did on day one, which is basically lock one. So, and it has a great effect. Within 2 days time, means by 27th morning, the traffic which we witnessed on 25th morning was reduced to almost 5% of that traffic. So people understood if you do not have essential things or essential services to provide, you should not come out. That's a very important thing. Communicating with people was very, very important. First is we used to talk to everyone when we used to meet them during the daytime, for example, 25th morning. One of the things we told was, if you want to come out, you buy all your things for several days, for a week, so that you don't have to come out. Secondly, we use local media channels very effectively. Every day evening, 5 o'clock, I used to brief them for half an hour as to what we are doing, what we have done, what new restrictions are being brought, whoever has violated, what action has been taken, and to ease the inconvenience of people, what new protocols or initiative we are bringing in, all this we used to brief. So TV channels, local cable channels, local newspaper, local electronic media, our social media, our Facebook pages, all that we have used. Important thing was when we talk about this containment strategy, it basically has three very important components. One is identification of the person who can transmit infection, basically contact tracing, we call it as. Second is the overall containment, keeping quarantine people at home. And third is testing. So testing obviously is the job of health department, but rest of the two things can be done by police department. So what happened was the CM very clearly declared that as far as treatment is concerned, that is the job of health department. Frontline is health department. As far as containment of spread of virus is concerned, police is the frontline department. And rest of the bureaucracy, the collectors and the administration, they will act as facilitators. So because of this clarity of policy, it gave us a lot of proactive powers to deal with the situation. So what we did, we sent the house visiting teams headed by sub-inspector of police along with 2 constables. So 80 such teams were formed. What was their job? Their job was to go and visit each and every quarantined person and tell him that you should not leave your home, because if you go out, there is a possibility that you will spread infection to others. That is one thing they used to do. Second thing they did was they used to send the location of that quarantined person, GPS location on lat long to us. So we collated all those information and created a geographical information system. Third thing they did was we had lot of videos from WHO and BBC which talked about what precautions you should take while observing home quarantine, as well as how to observe home quarantine, how to protect yourself against COVID. All those videos were in English. So what we did voiceover in Malayalam. And these people, whenever this house visit meeting used to go, they used to share these videos with the quarantine people. So that used to give them information. Fourth thing is we had a platform by name Swaraksha Kasaragod. I will discuss about it later on technology part. So that is basically a telemedicine platform. So that they used to tell him how you should use that platform. Then we had another platform by name Amrutham. It was a home delivery platform of the police itself. That those details they used to share with him. And most importantly, we had created an app by name COVID Safety. So these sub-inspectors, that is SHOs of the corresponding police station, used to install this software in the mobile phones of the quarantined person with their consent, because this app had a SOS button. If a quarantined person require any help, then he has to just press the button. So, and we used to then contact and provide help. So, plus the most important feature of the app was, if somebody moves more than 50 meters from his home location, we used to get an alert. And we used to call back this quarantine person and tell, boss, you are moving out. Don't move. This is your first warning. If you move second time, we will shift you to the institutional quarantine and we'll register a criminal case against you. For identifying who are the primary and secondary contact of a positive person, I created 30 teams, again headed by sub-inspector of police, to do the contact tracing. In rest of the India, the job of contact tracing is done by the health officials. Basically, health inspector does it. So they have done a wonderful job in Kasaragod as well. But obviously, there is a limitation in carrying inquiries or investigation for these people. So what we did, we told DMO, okay, this person has become positive, please give your report. Based on that report, we used to conduct, our sub-inspector and these two constables, they used to conduct contact tracing. It was like investigation. So they used to contact this positive person because he's already in the hospital over phone. Then his family members, his friends, his relatives, the neighbors. Then we used to check and used to gather where he has gone, whom he has come in contact. Plus, we have used a lot of technology also. We took their CDRs, it's call data record, mobile phones. Then internet protocol data records, IPDR, and CCTV cameras, their footages, to find out where a particular person has gone. So by doing this, we were able to map all the primary and secondary contacts of a particular person, and their home locations were also mapped on the GIS. So by doing this contact tracing exercise, we were able to increase the number of primary and secondary contacts, which were basically found out by health officials by almost 50%. Once contact tracing was done, what we did was we analyzed the GIS. So all the data on the GIS was analyzed and a very interesting picture emerged. We saw that the positive persons and their primary and secondary contacts, they were not scattered all along the district, but they were concentrated at certain locations. So those locations we called as clusters, and what we did, we isolated all these areas where primary, secondary contact and positive persons are there from rest of the districts, and we called them as COVID containment zones. So we created 11 COVID containment zones. This is what is basically locked. We did it very early. On 28th itself, we isolated rest of the district from this 11 area. And all the entry exit, but for one, were blocked and used to be manned by the police personnel. Only health officials who are living in that area were allowed to come out. So because of that, idea was to localize the infection within that containment zone. Now the problem came, those people who were staying inside, they said, if we are not allowed to go out, how will we get our essential things, medicines and all that? So that is why we told them we have this Amrutham app. If you require anything, medicine, food, provisions, grocery, you just WhatsApp your requirement on this number. And we tied up with the grocery stores, medicine stores and all that. And whenever we used to receive any request on the WhatsApp, we used to transfer it to the local grocery stores or medicine stores, and they used to make the packages And after 3 hours, SHO used to deliver this to their doorstep. So their all essential requirements were met. So though they were inside the containment zone, we ensured they get all the necessary food and other stuff and medicines. Log 3, what we did on 30th, basically log 3 is a very, very focused strategy. So we created a motorcycle beat. So all these positive primary and secondary contacts and quarantine persons, they were connected in several beats. So every motorcycle used to go to 10 to 12 homes. His job was, he will go to first home. He will ask all the households to come out, because we have given the data to the motorcycle patrolman, which clearly stated who are the quarantine persons living in this particular house. So his job was to go there and used to check their physical availability in the home. So he used to call them out on the balcony or on the porch and used to take physical attendance. Then he used to ask them, how are you feeling? Do you need any help, medical help, or anything else you require? You stay at home. If you require something, these are the platforms, the Swaraksha Kasaragod or the Amrutham, use them. He used to tell them. Then these people used to demonstrate the Swaraksha Kasaragod platform. Swaraksha Kasaragod platform basically is nothing but a telemedicine platform. What we did was, all these quarantine people, they were not allowed to go out. But though there was COVID, many people had non-COVID related health problems. So what we did, we all over Kerala, we got in touch with various big hospitals and got there around 100 big doctors on our panel. So if somebody requires any help, a quarantine person had to simply send a message to our COVID control room. Once we used to receive a message, this control room used to call this particular person and used to connect him with the doctor. So, and doctors used to provide services, consultation by telemedicine. They used to even prescribe medicines and all that. That is what we did. Third thing we did was, we had these drones. So instead of deploying them on containment zones, we made them very focused, and we made a drone beat similar to motorcycle beats. A drone used to fly over 30-40 houses and used to take the video footage. And we told the quarantine persons, please don't try to go out when motorcycle beat man is not there. The drone is on top of your head, and if we catch you, then we'll not only take a criminal case but shift you to a not as comfortable institutional quarantine. That is third thing we did. Fourth thing is, Kerala is a highly urbanized place. People are, the standard of living is slightly better. There are a lot of CCTV cameras all around. So we mapped CCTV camera around each and every quarantine home's household. We had a list. And like the beat, we created beat for checking these CCTV camera footages. So when officer used to go and check CCTV footages, whether somebody has breached the quarantine or not. That was the fourth thing we did. Fifth thing we did was, we told neighbors. Neighbors of every quarantine person was told, boss, if this person stays inside, all of us are safe. And the infection will stay inside home. So you please keep an eye. If you get to know that this person has gone out, please let us know. We will come and shift him to institutional quarantine. That is fifth thing. And sixth thing we did was that COVID safety app. That was our most important intervention, which used to give us alert whenever somebody used to breach quarantine by 50 meters or more. So within first 2 weeks, we shifted more than 300 persons to institutional quarantine based on information received through this app, as well as we have taken 1600 cases for quarantine violations only on the basis of app. And not only we did this, every day evening through this our media interaction, we used to communicate this to the people. We are against the COVID. Our enemy is COVID, not the people. So we have to fight together to defeat COVID. And that message went loud and clear. So because of that, we were able to enlist support of people. So this basically 6 interventions, they constituted our third lock. And as you said, communication with people, we enlisted support of some of the biggest film stars. Mohanlal is a superstar in Kerala. So he is the person. We created a video for our Swaraksha Kasaragod initiative, as well as for the Amrutham home delivery system, and he acted in that free of cost. Basically, these are the three locks. Use of technology, I have already discussed. One is contact tracing, we have done using CDR, IPDR, CCTV footages. Second thing is this telemedicine platform is use of technology. Then GIS we have created, that is basically using technology. Then we have used our Amrutham app, basic technology. And COVID safety app was the master stroke, that is basically using technology. This is, in short, is the triple lock strategy which was implemented. Third week, there was only addition of 11 cases. When our strategies results started reflecting only 11 new positive cases. Next week, 5, and within couple of weeks time, we made it 0. So there was no other intervention which was brought in ever. So as we know in this fight, doctors can only treat, but COVID doesn't have any treatment. So the only way we can stop number of new positive cases coming is by preventing spread of infection, which we did by application of this triple lock strategy. Because our idea was very clear. Instead of focusing on 13.4 lakh people who reside in Kasaragod district, let us focus on only those people who have the highest potential of transmitting infection to others. So we focused only on 25,000 people, and because we kept them at home, the infection could not spread, and the reporting of new positive cases uh, in succeeding weeks, it reduced, and finally we brought it down to 0. But what we have done is we have ensured that the infection, a person who has come from outside, stays inside the home. So because of that, there is no community spread, and we will not allow this community spread to happen. Let everybody come back, because it is going to increase. Flights will become normal. Trains have already started flying, and this life will become normal. But our focus, our objective of this triple lock strategy is to keep every suspected person in their homes. If we achieve that, there will not be any community spread. And it is being done pan Kerala.